Today, on Metal and Mortgages, we discuss
an Ireland UFO update,
little bathroom etiquette,
and how to get back at thieves stealing your Christmas packages.
watching other musicians cover your music. Just hear those sleigh bells ring-a-ling. Jing. Yeah, I'm not feeling the Christmas spirit. I'm not going to pull your dingling. I heard that subliminal message there.
Yeah, it really creeped up on me.
What
Christmas?
Your thong?
No.
Oh.
No, I gave those up.
Oh, commando, huh?
Yeah, gave me a rash.
That explains the holes in your pants.
You're not really. You haven't decorated. You're not really celebrating.
My house is, and kind of like me right now, it's an empty shell.
It's sentient, though, right?
Well, no, it's quite the opposite of sentient. My wife left today on a big old jet airliner, and
Way go my.
no, I heard that song today, and I didn't know this, but it was about what the hell's his name? Richard Patrick, Dick Pat. He was really, really drunk and partying with his band, and he told his band, "Hey, take a picture, man, because I won't remember this." And they made that into a song. So
Nice.
one of their biggest songs. Interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, so the wife is out of town. She comes back in I think 5 days.
It's party central out that way.
4 days, 5 days. Yeah, I'm planning on
Eating a lot of gummy bears?
while the wife's away, I'm gonna do some laundry.
Nice.
And wipe down the counters real nice.
Living on the edge, Bob.
Something like that. Man, just like I said. Now I mentioned this, I think last episode, maybe episode before. My mom's decorating enough for like five people. So you could go over there, 5 houses worth of decorations at my mom's. It looks real nice. It's not gaudy, trashy, but wow, every room is. I think even the closets are decorated.
Yeah.
So, and my mom's is just a couple blocks away. So
I did it up a little bit more than usual at my house. I've put some on the roof line and whatnot. So.
Took down your Jason Voorhees posters.
No, they're still up in one room. Not a whole lot of music news right now, at least that I care about. And but Animals as Leaders, you know about that band?
Yes, Tosin Abasi. Yes,
they are about to do a live performance with an orchestra, so that'll be interesting. If you like that kind of thing, bands typically do that. Metallica did it.
I wonder if it's gonna be like that, where it's just the band playing along with their music, or if they're going to, compose music with the orchestra.
Neil deGrasse Tyson, you know who he is?
Yeah, he's a astrophysicist.
He came here recently.
Didn't he get busted for something? Is that what you're going to talk about?
Well, he's wrapped up in the Me Too now. Everybody's kind of getting pulled into this, and now he's the latest one. Before him was another scientist. What was his name?
Maybe
Lawrence Krauss. He got wrapped up in it as well. Now Neil Tyson. Now he's in it. He was here recently and did a thing at the arena.
Really?
Whatever he does, he has a little show. I guess
did not
he does.
know that.
But he's been on Joe Rogan. He does.
Do you listen to his podcast? Was it Star Talk?
I have a few times.
It's like it's kind of like a live show that he always has like a comedian that has no business being there on the show with him. It's really, really interesting, and there's a lot of commercials.
He has basically, kind of taken the slot of Carl Sagan, if you know who Carl Sagan is.
Yes, I do.
So back in the, I guess, 70s and 80s, Carl Sagan was like Neil deGrasse Tyson, and he did a show about the universe, and now Neil's kind of got that role. And Carl Sagan also wrote the book Contact, which they made a movie of. That was pretty popular.
Yes. Was it Charlie Sheen was in that?
No, Matthew McConaughey was in it.
Oh,
And
I thought it was Charlie Sheen.
the starring role is a female, and I can't remember her name.
That was like early '90s, kind of, or I mean late '90s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a good movie. If
I think
y'all
I've
haven't
seen
seen
it. I don't know
Contact.
why I thought it was Charlie Sheen.
But anyway, so I guess 3 females are making claims against them. One of the ones that I remember, I don't remember all the claims, but one of them was that she had a tattoo of like Pluto or the solar system or something.
And he
on
said, "I'd like to see Uranus."
it. Right? No, I don't think he said that, but he I guess pulled her shirt down because he wanted to see it or something.
And he was checking out her asteroid.
He's an astrophysicist. You tell him you got a solar system tattooed on you. I mean, I don't know.
I don't mean I want him taking my clothes off to find it, but yeah,
That's true.
I mean it's
It's on her
everything's
it was
too-
on her shoulder or something.
Too damn touchy these days, man. It's
But I don't know. We'll see. Only time will tell if there's any.
You think he's got any
validity to
bank to go after? I mean, I don't think he's got no bank.
What? Dude's rolling. Crazy.
I don't think he's multi-millionaire.
What?
Like, nah, ridiculous.
He's just as famous as a movie star. He can't go anywhere. He's got, he
Yeah,
got
but
radio
not everything he
shows and-
does gets. What do I got something?
No.
My bad. Didn't know if I had any booger sugar.
Speaking of celebrities, I wanted to get your take on this, and I don't know if you're aware of it. Did you see well, first of all, have you ever listened to Alex Jones and his conspiracy theories about the top 1% and the Hollywood elite and all of this? He calls them psychic vampires.
A lot of it kind of went in one ear and out the other because while he's talking, it became very easy to choose like the parts that might be based on fact, and real easy to just tune out the ones that are just blatantly ridiculous, overblown bullshit.
Right. He went in very deep on Joe Rogan because he was knocking back a whiskey or something. And I think he might have smoked. I don't know, but
I'm talking about Alex Jones.
yeah, he went on Joe
was
Rogan.
on Rogan?
Oh yeah, and then
When was this?
this has been I don't know.
Oh, but it isn't recent.
No, like a year ago or something. But Alex Jones claims, and I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure Elon broke the record, but he claimed before Elon that the Alex Jones episode was the highest viewed on the Rogan show.
I'm gonna have to go back and check that out.
Yeah, well, he goes deep, and Rogan's like, wait, what? But one of the claims that he and listen, I understand Alex Jones is very radical and way out there, and he's got all kind of conspiracy theories, and a lot of people think he's crazy, but he's broken a lot of things that were real. Now, I only know the name of this, but it's called Pizzagate. Apparently, he broke it. I don't know anything about it, so let's not get into it because I don't know nothing about it. But what I'm saying is that there has been a few things that he throws out as conspiracies, and that's one in particular that turned out being a real thing. And so, anyway,
I don't think Pizzagate was real. I think, from what I know about it, and I'll be as brief as I can, he said that there was a child sex ring being ran out of like the basement of this pizza place. So one of his fans or listeners went there like shooting up the place. Now I don't know if I'm on target.
Okay, well, on Rogan and on his show, he goes into that the really, really wealthy, the top 1% that kind of control everything, are, inherently evil, and it's all about pedophilia and drinking, really seriously, physically drinking the blood of children and having these secret cult seance parties and things like this. And now Mel Gibson has came out and said that he didn't reference Alex Jones, but he's came out and said a very similar thing, that Hollywood is sick. It's all about the blood of children and pedophiles and all of this stuff. and that's why he gets blacklisted and sometimes steps away and then comes back and all of this. So, both of their stories are very similar. Now, I don't know if Gibson's listening to Jones or vice versa or what's going on, but now we're hearing it from two people, a very similar thing,
Well, they may know some things that we don't because they live in a different world.
Right.
And I don't mean Hollywood. I mean their income bracket and their net worth puts them in a world we will never see unless we dig.
Yeah, and this is not just Hollywood. This is, the top 1% that is, maybe a owner of a corporation and the powers that be that actually control everything. Someone that the government would probably bail out if they were in trouble. That type of thing.
Well, I mean, I have recently been taking in information from somebody that he's out there. He's all over the place. He's been doing this for like 30 years, 20 years, 20-something years. And I'm not going to give his name because that may make you say, oh, whatever, discredited. But the guy, like I said, I use my own, filter, bullshit filter, and just try to take the important parts and try to make some kind of a workable equation out of all of it. And he's given out a lot of information about, the cabal, the Illuminati, and all these, the 300, all these based out of Switzerland groups that are basically allegedly controlling everything.
Yeah, Alex Jones even goes further and says aliens are involved in this and all of this, and it all comes down to a kind of like a revelation battle. It says it in the Bible, good versus evil and all of that. So he goes real deep. But and so
well, this dude says that the Nazis have or had an installation on the moon and shit.
I believe they might have had one in Antarctica, but I don't think they.
I'm talking about.
No,
yeah,
I don't believe that at all.
I'm just saying that's what. So that's why I have to use my own bullshit filter. But
but the moon's a fake satellite. It's a very, very big possibility that it was put there, not actually natural. Most satellites, which is we're calling the moon a satellite,
that's what gives it gravity, isn't it?
Because it rotates around the planet. So you'll call a moon a satellite, whether it's rotating around Mars or Saturn or Jupiter or whatever. And so that's our satellite. And but relative to the size of the Earth, it is the largest moon we've ever seen around a planet. And so ours is the largest. We've never seen that size ratio. So, and in addition to that, when they had a seismograph on it when they launched to leave the moon, and it rang like a bell for a half hour,
which gives them the estimation that it could be hollow.
Right, right. Yeah. So there may be Nazis inside the moon, people. You heard it here first.
Well, this guy was saying, I think it was as early as like 39, that Nazis were doing this. I mean, I have no doubt that the Germans were decades ahead of everybody. And we had a lot to benefit from getting involved in that war other than, taking out a tyrant, the devil, and helping to, free or whatever you call it, all of the Jewish people that were being mass murdered and all that stuff. But we had more to gain from it. I like to think that we went into that side of World War II with the intentions of taking out a tyrant, helping the Jewish people, putting everything back the way it ought to be, stopping this asshole. But something tells me that we really were like, that's just a byproduct of our actual goal, which was to go there and take all of their damn scientists. Because that's basically what we did.
Apparently in World War I, which Hitler served in, somebody in an opposing army could have killed him and decided against it. And so I wonder how history would have been different if that guy.
I'm wondering how much of a factor is to that, though. So I don't see him as he wasn't a very big guy. He had like a bad temper and he was twisted as hell. But I don't see him as being a very good infantryman.
In addition to that, people, apparently World War I happened because somebody took a wrong turn.
At Albuquerque?
And got assassinated. And if they didn't take a wrong turn, they wouldn't have ran into the assassin that was looking for him, and then all these other things wouldn't have unfolded. This is the butterfly effect, theory.
Well, do you think we are nearing an awakening?
No, I've seen all this stuff.
I haven't seen anything on it. I'm just
awakening to what?
Information that has been buried for a long time, being kept in the dark for so long. Everybody somebody's going to, like one of your other topics there, somebody's going to expose or release information that has been hidden from us and kept from us that we've paid for with our tax dollars.
Knowledge is definitely power. Are we on the brink of something like that? I don't know. I would say that it's harder to keep secrets
I'm not talking
due to the internet.
I'm not talking about just here in this country. We have to think, worldwide. We're not the only ones who have a government that has pulled the wool over our eyes time and time again.
Well, first of all, in my opinion, to have a true awakening, it needs to be a global one. And for that to happen, we would have to set aside our differences. And I don't believe that people from other countries can really get along to achieve an awakening at this point. I mean, we're still dealing with racism. So no, until these invisible walls are down, I don't think anything prolific.
All it takes is one guy.
Is a cusp.
One guy.
Right. What do you think of Snowden? Is he?
That's what I'm talking about. One guy.
Is he? Do you think he should be in exile? Do you think he's a criminal? What do you think there?
I think what he did was very important. I think it needed to happen. I think it should happen more. I think the information is ours and it belongs to us, and they're taking it from us and using it against us. They're weaponizing our own lives. All of the data that they collect from our own lives, and they're weaponizing it and using it against us 10 years from now.
And basically, this is the guy that he worked for the CIA, and he leaked documents that showed that they were using the Patriot Act that George Bush put in place after 9/11 to spy on everybody in America.
Every cell phone conversation, everything you type on your keyboard was logged and stored in a database.
To me, the smartphone is a brilliant way to spy on your people. I mean, think about this. It has voice recognition. How do we know that mic's not going all the time? And what better way to completely invade someone's privacy? You give them a device that says, hey, this is your internet, this is your email, this is your camera, this is everything. You will love it. You will pay $1,000 for it, and you will gladly carry it everywhere you go and always keep it on, and will always know what's going on with you.
I'm trying to wrap my head around this. I had bought an item that came with a free Amazon Echo, the tall one.
Oh.
I didn't want it. I returned it. I changed my mind on the item as well.
Good move.
I returned it. 4 hours after I returned it, we went to a Christmas party. We went to a Christmas party for my wife's work, and she won a Google Home, which is the same thing, just the Google version.
So they're trying to push it on you.
That's what I'm saying. If they want to give me, they won't give me the Apple HomePod because Apple's stuff is secured and privatized. In case y'all don't know, and I'll try to make this as brief as I can. When you talk to your Amazon Echo the Alexa thing, or the Google Home, both of those will store what you say in a file with your name on it, because for either of those devices to function, you have to log in with an account, a real account. Amazon, I think you have to be a Prime member in order for it to work. Google, you have to have a Google account. So both of those require that. The Apple HomePod requires you to have a Apple ID, but you can make that anonymous. Anyway, they both store everything you say to it for, I think they said 6 months. Now you can log in and manually delete your file. They store another copy for 2 years, and they claim that they use that to help decide things. When you ask it stuff, they look through your file real quick and, okay, he likes this. Hey, play me a song. He was just listening to, Boys to Men. So anyway, so the Apple, it saves a file, but it's not tied to you. When it goes to their server, it is anonymous. And we know this because Amazon was used to solve a murder case. They actually pulled up their file not too long ago. So the Apple one, they can use the defense of, well, we don't know, which file's his. We have files, but we don't know which one's his or hers. So that's why I like the Apple one, but the Apple one doesn't do nothing. So I'm not really interested.
There's a guy that put a video out, and basically he closed all his internet windows, and he just started talking about dog toys. And then he opens the internet and starts searching, whatever, something else that's not related to dog toys, like mattresses or something. And then all on the side of his web pages were dog toy ads. And he had the internet closed, and he just talked about dog toys for a few minutes. Then also, I have heard claims that people that do have Alexia or things like this will be talking about certain movies, and then they'll open their Netflix or Amazon, and it'll suggest those
movies that are either, if they don't have that movie, they'll have one in the same genre
that they were speaking about when they had it closed.
Netflix just paid $100 million to keep Friends. Friends TV show.
Oh, wow.
Because other streaming services were trying to bid on it, and Netflix, there was a big backlash from the Netflix subscribers, and they were like, if you let Friends go, I'm canceling my Netflix. They paid $100 million.
I guess if Friends is $100 million, could you imagine how much Seinfeld is? Because Seinfeld's not on anything. You can't stream it on nothing. You can rent it.
It's not on Amazon Prime
if you want to pay per episode or per season.
Are you a Prime member?
It's not for Prime.
You pay $129 a year.
Yeah, it's not on Prime.
Huh. I thought it was.
It's not on Netflix. Not on Prime. I don't know of any service that is streaming Seinfeld, and now I know why, because you just said Friends is $100 million. Seinfeld is the most successful sitcom in history.
Yeah.
So nobody can afford it. Basically.
Probably. Well, Jerry doesn't need the money. Him and Larry David.
Oh man, he's set.
Oh yeah, he's totally fine. Well, they got a lot when that show wrapped up. Larry David and he both owned the show, and I think they got $100 million back then right off the bat for the first round of the syndication. So.
Yeah, and I think they made a great decision ending it on a high note instead of trying to milk it so hard.
Didn't see the end of it or the last part. So
well, no, I'm not meaning that the last episode in general. You don't have to know anything. I'm just saying in general.
Okay.
When people have a successful show, they will milk the crap out of it until the ratings fall off, and then they'll do it, and then they'll end it. But they ended when they were huge, and people wanted them to do more seasons, and they were like, "No, we did it for 10 years. We're good."
And then they'll have a Roseanne reboot. That'll end up being the Connors.
Well, Larry David, the co-creator to Seinfeld, he had a show called Curb Your Enthusiasm on HBO, and he didn't have a reunion show, but he had most of the cast on and off Curb Your Enthusiasm from time to time. Georgia Lane. I don't know if Jerry ever made an appearance. He might have. But they've thrown around that idea to do a reunion, and so far, I think Jerry's the one holding it up, stopping it. But there's been a little bit of new development in the Ireland UFO case where numerous pilots radioed in that they were seeing craft, a ball of light in the sky, coming real close to them and whatnot. And now there's been a video released from a person on the ground in a car in the same vicinity that saw. Man, root beer's not a good idea.
Told you.
That saw the light going across a freeway or whatever.
Wow.
And I'll throw it up there so we can, so the viewers can see it. But so that it kind of ties in the reports from the pilots because and now we have a video to go with it. So, and I recently did watch. I should do a follow up on the Bob Lazar episode we did. I finally watched the documentary, and it took me from 99% to about 100% belief. So
really,
I believe the guy,
even though he didn't break out element 115.
He didn't, but he, anytime that was brought up, he was like, "I'm not going to go there." And something interesting happened. They would go out on his property, not inside, out in the woods, and when they at one point in the doc and talk about 115, and then I guess his business was raided the very next day after them doing that.
Wow. Yeah, he had a fireworks business or something.
I don't know. It was
they would have parties out in the desert, him and all of his buddies, with these jet cars and fireworks, big, giant, elaborate, crazy type. Should probably be illegal kind of damn fireworks.
Yeah, well, you could tell he's got a lab and he's got employees and he's got all kind of elements that they work with and weird metals. And
I think he got busted. He had to cop a plea in I think it was 2007.
Yeah, I don't like going there. So. It just discredits him.
No, I'm just saying because he was using fireworks, he was not allowed to use it.
Yeah, but the thing is that anytime someone has extraordinary claims like this, it seems that people tend to use mistakes they've made, times they've been in trouble with the law to discredit them. And just because someone witnesses something unbelievable and has some information, it doesn't completely make them a liar, and it doesn't make they don't have to be a saint to be telling the truth. They could be a sinner as well and have some things in their past that they did when they were younger.
I don't know why anybody would try to discredit what he went through at Area 51 almost 20 years later because he got into making some badass fireworks, and they were probably beyond what the law allows.
Yeah,
that shouldn't discredit anybody. That's just kind of dumb to use that.
In the documentary, he goes in further and explains, that of course he did this in the past too, but I don't think I brought it up on our episode. Is that basically the craft uses gravitational waves. Gravity is something we don't understand. It's not. There are scientists that are getting closer and closer to trying to understand gravitational waves, but basically it comes down to the theory that Einstein figured out or proved with mathematics, is that when you take a mass like the Earth, a planet, and you have it sitting in space, it actually bends space-time due to the mass of it. The sun's doing it. It's almost like if you put a bowling ball on a trampoline and the trampoline is sloping in. Well, that's what space is doing. So
you can say a fat chick.
So there is a fabric to space that bends, and it has to do with gravitational waves, and gravity makes these ripples. Somehow these crafts use element 115 and harness these gravitational waves, and they use amplifiers to amplify the waves. And Lazar said that when you go to put your hand on the core, he called it, the reactor or the core, you can't touch it.
You can use all your force.
It has like a magnetic kind
Yeah,
of,
and you can't
like
push your
opposite
hand on
poles
it.
of a magnets. They fight each other. They won't go together.
Right, but the difference is this does it for everything. For your hand or anything you want to try to put close to it, you can't touch it. That's pretty wild.
I'd got a side story to talking about the magnets. I don't know. I don't mind outing this. I don't really give a shit. Long time ago, I had done a little tab of you know what, and basically I was tripping balls. And I was with this girl. We were just friends, and it got that stuff can make you want to be more than friends. And we had tried to kiss, and it got like we were trying to, but it was like the opposite ends of magnets pushing. Every time we'd get close, we would feel something giving us a push back, not pulling us back, but a push back.
Really?
It was like that. We couldn't touch lips. We would screw it, man. It just wasn't meant to be. And I don't know what that was. Maybe just the drugs, but yeah,
Crazy.
yeah.
The Event Horizon Telescope. Have you heard of this?
I've heard of the movie. I don't know if it has anything to do with it.
Well, the event
I wasn't a fan of the movie.
the Event Horizon is the edge of a black hole.
Okay.
Where it's bending space, it's swirling, it's sucking light and everything in, gravity and everything.
Oh, it's like my ex.
Right? Well, basically, what scientists have done last year in 2017 is they have taken radio telescopes from across the globe, and they're pointing it towards the black hole in a galaxy, which we now, we theorize that now there's black holes at the center of every galaxy, and we're pretty sure of it. There's one in the center of our Milky Way. There's one in the neighboring galaxy, Andromeda. And so they're aiming these radio telescopes and they're taking all the data across different countries and areas and putting it together to map out to create an image of the first black hole ever actually. And you can't say photographed, because you can't photograph it. There's no light. Mm-hmm. So they're using radio telescopes to gather the data to compile the information to create an image.
Isn't there a black hole that in like a million years is going to suck up the sun because it's within proximity of the sun?
Oh no, no.
I had read something about there was a black hole kind of near the sun.
Talking about our sun?
Yeah, our sun.
No,
our big thing that.
No, we
haven't seen it here in like weeks because the weather's been absolute fucking shit.
No, we have a black hole at the center of our galaxy, the Milky Way, but we are on the outer edge of the spiral. So we are way, millions of light years away from our black hole. Okay. Now, it's theorized that there can be black holes in just dead space, just sitting for no reason, just like in the movie Interstellar. The problem
Which I haven't seen yet. I've got the freaking 4K Blu-ray and I haven't popped it in yet.
So sad. I've seen that like 4 times.
Maybe I'll do that while the wife's away.
Oh, yeah. And crank up the surround sound, too. It's got great audio.
I got that going and shit. I'm going to bring the PA in.
But basically, they can exist. It's not out of the realm of possibilities that a rogue black hole can just be in space somewhere. However, there's pretty much zero chance of detecting it. At the center of a galaxy, we can kind of detect it because the galaxy's spinning around it. There's tons of stars and solar systems and everything going around it. But if it's just out in space, it's a black hole against a black backdrop. So you wouldn't see it.
Have they figured out if things have to like run into it, say this was the black hole, would this bottle have to come within a certain amount before it gets pulled in, or does it actually have to fall into it?
Basically, once it gets to the edge, if you had that root beer bottle and you pulled it, you got it close to the edge, what it would start doing is basically deconstructing and stretching that bottle. And so, and so part of the bottle would still be unaffected, as the bottom of it or the closest part of it would be stretched and start to spiral around, and it would slowly get stretched out until it went in.
It's like if a star got pulled in to a black hole. It's not going to pull the whole star as one whole. It's going to pull pieces. So, yeah, it's going to like vacuum it in. Mm-hmm. Okay.
You know what I'm sick of?
Blow up dolls that pop.
Good one. We can see your gas station, okay? You don't need to outline every nook and cranny with LEDs.
Talking about a Papa Jack's, ain't you?
We know that you are completely enamored with this new LED technology. You've got them in your headlights of your car. People can't see when they're driving down the road. Now you have to line your gas stations with them. Everything is blinding.
But you go there, if you are brave enough to go there and get gas, like the gas pump, you can't see the numbers because it's all old and wore out. Like half the damn number doesn't light up. You don't know if you got an 8 or a 6. Well, maybe they're just decorating for Christmas.
No,
I've been in some that you're there at the at the register at the counter, and you can't see anybody behind the damn thing because there's so much shit hanging from the they got the cigarette thing above, and they got glass cases over here with little pipes in it and e-liquid, and then
all kind of rhino pills
and like Grateful Dead stuff, and then over here you got the boner pills, and then you got and it's like there's so much crap dangling everywhere where I don't even know, is this even a window, or like I don't know what to do.
And they must sell that stuff. They have pocket knives and necklaces.
And you know what's interesting is it's usually those kind of gas stations that have all the little impulse buy crap that's right here all over the place. The things that you could really just live your entire life without having possession of, those are in usually the predominantly poorer areas of town.
Yeah, weird.
But you go to the nice, pinky out ones, where they're actually out there with like sanitary wipes cleaning the gas pump handles, and they don't have none of that crap. It's very nice.
So do you think it is the demographic? Do you believe that in a poor neighborhood, they're there because they made poor financial choices, which is why they have these impulse buy things hanging all in the store?
I think, I've been broke too. It wasn't that long ago. So, and sometimes it made me feel better. And you're a different breed of cat. You hold your money and do right things with it. But me, I feel when I buy something like that, little toy, I feel good. And I'm like, you know what? I got this. I'm going to play with it for 2 minutes and never touch it again, or it's going to break on me or never work again. And it's going to come with a battery that I cannot find anywhere, not even on Amazon. So once the battery's dead, it's garbage. Yeah. But I don't know. I feel better. I wrap like, crisscross wraps, like Easy-E wraps, but I don't wrap presents. So got you something you could use.
Oh, nice.
Good quality mic cable.
Thank you, Bob.
You're welcome.
That was very generous.
That's all right.
One of the #1 trending things on YouTube is a video. This guy, he
pretty much over-engineered for 6 months a booby trap package. He had noticed out of his surveillance camera that people had been taking his Amazon packages. Mm-hmm. So for 6 months, he designed this box, and it's a glitter bomb with fart spray in it. Okay.
No, warn me. That almost came out of my nose.
He wanted to design it in such a way that no matter which of the 4 sides they had the box turned, that he was getting video, so he could get what was happening. And so what he did is he took 4 phones and put it on each side. So it's got 4 phones in there that's recording. And then somehow or another, he did it on a motion thing where when they pull the lid off the box, the cameras are activated. And then the glitter bomb, there's tons of glitter in it of all kinds of colors. And it spins and shoots the glitter all over the place.
That's awesome, man.
And you know how glitter is. They will never get rid of this glitter. One little piece of glitter will be there for years. And the majority of these people opened it in their vehicle. So
Well, that's man. Most of them do.
So
They like toss the box
if
out.
the glitter wasn't enough, then the fart spray starts, and they're like, "Oh, get this thing out of here!" And so
I've got to see
the
this,
fart
man.
spray was ingenious because the glitter wasn't necessarily going to trigger the response for them to get rid of it, so that he could go retrieve it.
Yeah,
But the fart spray immediately makes them toss it.
toss it up. Yeah,
And so then he goes retrieves it. Now he could have got the video off the cloud, he said, but he would rather retrieve the device. Another funny thing is that on the package he made a fake label with a barcode and all, and it says Kevin McAllister from Home Alone, and it has the address.
That's funny.
Of the house.
Yeah,
and
of that
all.
house.
But what was shocking to me is the thieves that get duped and they open this box. They all act totally pissed off and shocked. And how could somebody do this to me? Excuse you? You took you stole the package. I mean,
You got set up. You got set up. You got
but yeah,
trapped.
so the glitter bomb on YouTube, y'all check that out because that's amazing.
I seen a cool YouTube video the other day. I seen Mark Tremonti watching other artists or other musicians, guitar players primarily, on YouTube playing Creed, Ultra Bridge, and Tremonti songs, and it was pretty neat. His reaction seemed a little dry, but like he was genuine. He was like, he's close. I never thought of playing it like that. I mean, it's actually way easier than that, but man, killing it. So it was a pretty cool video, and I think other artists should do that. I think other guitar players, other drummers should watch, vocalists should watch these and just do like a compilation like that where you watch, 10 other.
Was anybody just trash?
No, man, they wouldn't do that because that sets the actual artist up, like Mark Tremonti, to kind of be an asshole. Dudes, just give it up, stop, or keep playing. Nobody wants to do that. So you put the good ones out there. And I thought, I have a cover or two of me. I put them up on my channel when I was trying to learn a song, and I couldn't find anybody else's that was even close. Like their videos were way off, all of them.
Right.
So I decided to work it out on my own, use my own ear, and you know
tabs
what?
are like that a lot too.
I'm gonna go ahead and throw it up there so people at least get an idea.
Right.
So just to at least, I watch those videos to help me get in the ballpark. Maybe I'm not doing it, or maybe what I heard doing it by ear is off, and they're doing something that it's there now. Okay, they opened my eye to it. What would you think? If you've seen somebody out there trying to play, sing Sentient Shell songs, or
I think that
sing,
would be amazing, even if they were
illicit ties, even
if they were terrible. I think that would be amazing.
Yeah,
that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah. I think it'd be cool as hell.
Oh, for sure.
I would even like offer to do because there'd only be one person, so I'd be like, you know what, me and you are gonna do a Skype guitar lesson.
I'll be honest with you. And you were with me. We played in front of 10,000 people one time, and all that's great and fine. But the greatest parts of being a musician that stand out in my mind is the times when the crowd sang the words back to me to my own song. One time I was going to the bathroom before we started our set, and I heard somebody go, "I hope they play such and such. That's my favorite." Yeah. And I had no idea who this person was, and they didn't even look like the type of person that would listen to my music.
Right.
But those are the things that stick out in my mind the most.
That is cool.
That's the big payoff. Man.
Yes, that's exactly, man. That means more than any kind of paycheck or any kind of chick hitting on you, any of that stuff. I'm there because I hope to connect with people on a musical level, a level that's invisible.
Right.
That right there. I don't care if they enjoy how I move while I'm playing. I don't care about any of that. I can't headbang anymore, so because I don't have any hair to do it with.
And I know we plugged Sentient Shell, the new single of ours called "My Everything" on the audio version podcast a few episodes back. So I was going to end this one with clip of that because we never did that on YouTube. So If you want to check it out, there'll be a link in the description.
And this is going to be a lyric video, correct?
Yeah, it's a lyric video that
Cool.
I did for the band, and the single's called My Everything.
Don't forget to leave out milk and cookies for Santa, which is actually going to be you because Santa doesn't exist. But anyway.
And something for the reindeer, too. Don't forget about them. They're the ones doing all the hauling.
Thank you for saying reindeer and not reindeers. I'm so sick of hearing reindeers. That's all I've heard on all these stupid TV shows in the last week talking. Ugh. Deer.
What does it take? Oh,